What are we doing? We're going down. Maybe we're going down. Got some dog hair on the microphone. We are going down, baby. Where's our overnight low? 36.37. Where is... Dude, there's nothing at 700. Be going down. Come on. Bounce and rip, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. That's the thing. You just got to get to a point where you're like, I don't know, man. I don't know what it's going to do. That point's harder to find than you think. I don't know, man. But let's see. What am I going to do? Let's take a look at some of our key levels here. Let's go with... All right, overnight low, 28,637. That's 100 points down. I think we're going to make that, to be honest with you. Overnight high, 28.14. That's closer. Does that mean anything? No. All right. Those are the levels I'll look for a little bounce. Until then, we're just kind of hanging out. So chill and do something. All right. Well, here we go. Coming up on our overnight high over here. Let's see what we have. We got, shoot, nothing. It's building at the overnight high. Man, that. Turn this on. This is wild. Just watching the way this moves is um, something about this feels different than the way things are normally moving. It's really rapid, but like without being insanely volatile, but the moves are really quick. I don't know how else to explain it. Like we're moving 5 points faster than normal. It's almost like something's building, pressure's building. I think we're either going to explode up or down, but I don't think we're going to stay in the same place. Just like really fighting a lot back and forth. Interesting movement. It's making me really want to go hands off. In fact, I'm going to use my discretion here. Where normally I'd be getting ready for it to head up to tap the overnight high, and then I'd do a quick little short, maybe 5-10 points. I am thinking I may just watch this one. I just something about the way it's moving. I don't feel like it's your everyday move. I don't know. I've watched a lot of price action, and this feels a little crazy. This is like crazy eyes. You know, when you meet somebody and you're like, oh, you got crazy eyes. You're fucking crazy. This is crazy eyes. This market's got crazy eyes right now. Oh boy. Gotta wake up. Gotta get the old coffee moving us. Wow, dude. Now we're pinning. All right, a little of that crazy-eyed herky jerkiness is starting to move. It's starting to slow down a little bit. A little bit. I feel like I should move my camera. Like you guys are getting side face. We got crazy hair today. Hair's a mess. Room's a mess. I gotta get my shit together, y'all. All right, here we go. 800. How quick are we getting there? All right. Hmm. Oh no. A little delay there setting my order. Order filled. Now, let's grab this. Order filled. That was it. Done. Could have grabbed a little more. Sure. Didn't. Fine. Now this is an eval that I have. This is a take profit trader eval that I started on Friday because I thought, I should probably get this thing back up and running. I started it on Friday. And now, let's see. So Friday, I probably need 2 more days of trading it to pass. Oh, there we go. Up we go. All-time highs. Freaking crazy, man. This is insane. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 28 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 20, 22 out of 28 days up. I just want to point out that there was a time when this really looked like a steep drop. And now it just looks like barely outside of compression. Kaboom! Just insane explosion. That's absolutely wild. I've never seen anything. I mean, nobody's ever seen anything like it. So for me to be like, I've never seen anything like it in all my 10 years. Warren Buffett's never seen anything like it. The ghost of Jesse Livermore has never seen anything like it. Now we're going to go up to 850. We've got a lot of resistance up here at 850. I have 35 bucks to grab. Jeez. I'll do. No, actually, let me think about this. Let me run through this. Because here's a I think a danger area for people. I have a small profit that I feel an urgency to make, right? I'm feeling an urgency about it because it's only 35 bucks, right? I literally have to make 2 points on NQ. 1 NQ contract, 2 points, done. But and that seems real easy, right? I can make 2 points like here, short. See, it's sort of exactly the point that I'm trying to make, is that it seems so easy to make 2 points, and it is. But when you're feeling like this sense of, I need to do this urgency, this like deep desire, let me get it done. I'm so close to my profit target. Let me just do this thing real quick. That I've screwed up more times in this moment than almost anywhere else, right? Is I will, how many times have you lost a ton of money because you were trying to make a little money? All right, this is trying to pick up pennies in front of a steamroller. Is that what they say? I never liked that because steamrollers are slow. It reminds me of like Austin Powers when he's like, no. I don't want to try to force anything here. It's only 2 points. Things are moving. There's some momentum here. There's a decent chance. Look, in the last 20 minutes, 25 minutes, if I go 25, 30 minutes, well, we've gone up 100 points. It's not that crazy. I told you that price action was feeling and acting a little funny. It was acting a little weird. What I don't want to do is force a situation here. Here we come. Coming on up. All right. 50's got it. So look, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put my short right here. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't feel good about it. I feel like it's gonna explode through this. I may be wrong. I just I got plenty of time. I still have 2 days I have to trade on this account. Now I do have another setup that I play. It's similar to my quick scalp, except that it's with MNQ instead of NQ. It's about much smaller position size and waiting. It's a mean reversion play. But the problem is, I don't want to play mean reversion to the downside in a bull market like this. Like, this is like an out of control freight train. And God, it's tempting. It's so tempting. Sorry, my dog's barking at somebody at my lawn. My dog, I have a golden retriever who's like the nicest dog in the world, but he barks at people when he wants love. So there's a guy showing up. He needs to do something for my lawn, and my dog is over here just like blah 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 at him. The guy is scared because he's a barking dog. That was the distraction I needed. That was perfect. Look, man, I'm a human too. I'm just like you. I am, though, for real. I have all of the same emotional difficulties when it comes to trading. I think the one of the main differences between me and a lot of other people is that I've just been beaten up so many times by the market and making stupid decisions. You kind of get to a point where you're like, well, I have to figure something else out, right? And part of what I've figured out is a little bit of patience, but I think it's more than just patience. Sometimes it's a tactic to invoke patience, right? Like, we're all werewolves, right? When we see the moon, its claws are going to come out and we're going to start doing all this stuff. But like in our regular lives, I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to do stupid things while I trade, right? So what I have to do is I have to come up with systems that are going to chain me to the dungeon walls before the moon comes out. If I wait and I'm like, oh, well, once I see the moon, I'll run down to the dungeon and chain myself up. Too late. You've seen the moon and it starts, right? Now, that's maybe a weird analogy, but I also don't think it is. No, it's not a weird analogy. It's a perfect analogy. It's exactly what happens. So here, let me check. Right to a significant level. Right to 50. Next time it comes up, we're going to go through 50, I think. Yeah, we've eaten away so much of that. There's still a lot. What I'll do is I'll wait for a big push past 50. I'll give it short. Hands off. Get your hands off. In fact, what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to 15 minutes log myself out. Log myself out for 15 minutes. Do you fish? I fish. I'm terrible. I don't ever catch anything. But I believe that what a lot of people do is they'll cast a lure out and then they'll like twitch it a little bit, right? Like pop it, and then that makes the lure kind of like, here, let me do it so I'm in camera, like, and then you get this thing from a bass called a reaction strike, which is where like the bass is sitting here and looking at the lure, and then the lure goes pop and twitches, and the bass can't help itself and snaps and eats it, right? They're twitching that lure right in front of your face. So don't take that bait. Be smart. Look, how many times have you been hooked like a fish? I know what you're thinking. Don't make it dirty. I've been hooked too many times, man. Look, if you're walking around and there's a cheeseburger floating in the air, and the first time you take a bite of it, you get sucked up into a spaceship. The next time you're walking around and there's a cheeseburger floating in the air, you're not going to eat it. But why do we keep biting these cheeseburgers? I don't know if that's a good analogy. That may be a weird thing to say. Can't help myself, brother. So now let's do some other trading activities. We don't have anything to the upside to judge on, right? I don't do Fibonacci's. I don't measure moves like that. So all I can really do is look to the downside, which is frustrating. And one of the things that I don't like about day trading in bull markets. I mean, I guess it becomes easy because you just say like, I'm just going to long. But it's hard. I have a problem with it. I don't know. And maybe that's like part of what I think really works for people is you have, everybody always says like you have to find a system that works for you. You have to find a trading strategy that like fits your personality. Well, my personality is I'm actually fairly risk averse. Um, I get real jittery. I get shaken out of trades pretty easily. And so part of what I've done is I've found a trade that really does work for me. It's a higher leverage trade and it's just a few points. That trade. It fits my personality. Now everything's sort of settled down. That was a crazy. Let me go check the 1 minute. I'm just curious. I want to see like, yeah, like it was right here. We hit like 28.53 and shot up to 57 and then immediately down to 25. I mean, immediately down to 25. Now, look, here we go. Let's see what we have up top. We have nothing up top. This is just blue skies, man. like they're not even giving you a chance to like buy the dip, you know, enter on a pullback. There is no pullback. There has been no pullback. No pullback whatsoever. Oh, geez. What's our biggest day here? The biggest range is going to be 500 points. So we open the day 423. We go we lost 400 points and then we shot back up another 200 points almost. This is wild. Look, I would have been tempted a couple of times to jump in here for this 40 bucks. I don't want this 40 bucks that bad. I have lots of time. I have plenty of time to make $40, and shorting a massive momentum move in blue sky territory at all-time highs when we're in the craziest bull rally in the history of the markets. Like my play is to short these big moves. That is my play, but it's not my play right now because that's part of the problem too, right? Is like it's like kind of like a casino, right? Like if your odds are are 33%. Whew, there it is again. Big moves. People are buying right now. Big moves. I need to go back and watch this later. I may have just sounded really animated, like, oh, big moves. I don't like when guys do that. I was in a room for a while where the guy would do that. He'd be like, rocket ships. It inspires panic. Big moves. Let's see here. No one is watching my stream, y'all. That's okay. Let's see here. I'm going to like it. I just went, I liked my own stream. And we got to change the position of the camera here because I don't like looking off. It should be more two camera. I could just move my window over here. God, we're going up still. Ay, 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 that's crazy, dude. That's one of my favorite things to say. Trade like your wife is watching. Let's see here. How long does it take for a message to show up? How long for a message to show in your window? All right, pretty close to instantly. Okay. How long's our delay today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 seconds? That's too long, man. 20-second delay is like borderline impossible. We gotta quicken this shit up. All right, where are we going here? We going up, up, up. 902. Look at this. 28,902. Nasdaq's gonna hit 30,000. Then it's just gonna demolished. He says like he knows. I have no idea. All right, we're still on the 5 minute here. So look, we've got top wick, but like top wick lower low, top wick lower high. I think we're running out of appetite up here, but we have not run out of appetite yet. So the hell do I know? We may never run out of appetite. Is that the new stock market? Is just buy and then everybody figures that out, and so we all just buy and then just like hold it, and then like what's the point? Everybody's making exactly the same gains. It becomes like inflation. It's just, if everyone has $1 million, then no one has $1 million. All right, I'm unlocked. What's Bookmap have for me? Nothing. All right, I'm gonna pause for a few minutes. I'm gonna do my own thing here. I mean, I'm not gonna pause. I'm still gonna be here. All right, headed back up to the high of the day here. Maybe. There's really like, it feels very volatile. I know that. I don't know how to explain it. It's like the moves are so much more rapid and kind of like unpredictable. Like it's the amount of selling that it takes to move the Nasdaq futures 10 points is insane. And so the fact that it goes like that really makes me wonder like what's going on, right? And then immediately gets bought back up. I mean, it's just so much buying and selling. But then like volumes, it's hard to read this market. It's really hard to read this market. But it's kind of perfect because this is a market that just makes you, it's a perfect reminder that like you don't have any idea what's about to happen. You have none. And so what you need to not do is like go making guesses. Waiting. Up and away, baby. Going to 29,000. 29,000? That's crazy, dude. It just. All right. Back down. We are headed back down. Kind of. 28,930. We got a little ceiling up here. I think that's gonna be worth. It'll be worth a couple points. Let's see how much time we have. Oh, we're still in the first minute of this candle. Yeah, so what I'll do, I'm just gonna put my short here at 28. It's gonna be, what do I need? I need literally 2 points. I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's do this. Let's make a new one. We'll do just to take profit here. And we'll make it 8 ticks. And we'll call it 2 point. Whoa. Wow. Here we go. Here we go. We're coming down. Oh, we're coming down. That's real. Again, hands off, man. I could. It would take no time at all to make 2 points here. Literally, probably 3 seconds. Have any good levels below me here? 860's got something. So look at how small that is. That freaks me out. Oh man, I want to take that trade so bad. I keep wanting to jump in to grab these quick 2 points just so I can be done. That's exactly the wrong thing to do. All right. I'm just going to do like box breathing here because I'm really feeling like I want to just jump in. Like I'm almost feeling like I should just pause this stream and then jump in. That's how bad it is. So I'm going to do 4 seconds in, hold for 4 seconds, 4 seconds out, hold for 4 seconds. I'm gonna just mute this. I'm gonna flip my screen away, go do something else for a second. All right, back up here. Now, yeah, we're still looking at 930 as being kind of like the biggest wall. And even though we have the high of the day right here, we're coming at it again the second time. I'm going to let it push a little past there. Mm. Now, that's exactly why. All right, that trade went against me, and that's pretty wild. That was a good quick move. Now, I did not have a stop loss set, which is probably not cool. I should fix that. That's a bummer because that 40 points, man. There we go again. I'm upset and I want to make that back. but I should talk about what I did right there. So first, let's talk about what I did wrong. What I did wrong was I had no stop loss set, and the reason that I do that is because a lot of times with that trade, with this quick scalp, what'll tend to happen is it'll go a few points over, and then it'll like come back down pretty quickly and hit my profit target. I don't like getting stopped out on it. Now, what I should probably do is I should have a stop set because the R&R on this trade is inverted, right? I risk 1 unit or I risk 5 units to make 1 unit, right? Now in this case, I think I was 3, right? I've lost what I lose on that. I was trying to grab 2 points and I lost 11 points. That's why you should have a stop loss there. Okay. We got to do a stop loss. Take profit and stop loss. Do our take profit at 8, and let's do our stop loss at 3. All right, so that's a inverted risk reward. That's 3 to 1. However, it's only a 2-point move, so like I'm not really gonna play that often. Sometimes I'll like make one of those when I wanna for some reason, I'm trying to like pass an eval or something. That sucked. I feel like I want a revenge trade. I want to make the money back quickly. I'm upset that I lost it. I'm upset I didn't have a stop loss. And now I want to make the money back quickly. If anybody ever watches this, you already know exactly what will happen if I try to make the money back quickly. So what's my solution for this? I need to calm my tits a little bit, you know? All right. A little breathing, chill everything out a little. look at that. It's not about the P&L. Oh boy. Let's do 11:08. I'm going to lock myself out for 5 minutes because I've never once been upset that I locked myself out. Never. I'm sitting here thinking about the loss still and like ruminating on it. And that is an indicator to me that like I'm sitting here telling myself I feel fine, but I'm a little not fine still. So I'm just going to lock myself out because that's chaining myself to the dungeon walls. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute and I'm going to go walk away for a minute. All right, let's take a little ride down. Get my mic over here. Take a little ride down. Let's see. I should not be eating this on camera. That's disgusting. And I'm back. Look at me. Texting my daughter about some school stuff. I am feeling again like I want to jump in because I'm looking at my profit. I'm looking at my P&L, and that's bothering me. I need to not look at my P&L like that. I'm sitting here worried about passing an eval. Like, that's the thing. The stakes are so low. So why is my emotional reaction, my like psychological emotional reaction, like disproportionately large? And I think it has to do with like the nature of trading, the nature of like dopamine hits and stuff. Um, that element of trading that really does play into like a gambling addiction. So you have to treat it like you have to treat it like a monster that wants to take over you almost, you know? So what I'm gonna do here is so how do I say this? Like what is it that I want to talk about? It's like in my head I know exactly what I'm doing. I can like visualize it, but then translating it into words is tough. Um, for whatever reason, it feels like fight or flight starts to take over. It's like a borderline panicky feeling like, oh, I have to get this back. I've lost something, right? So there's that there's that whole like social psychological experiment about risk where they basically ask people all the same question like let's I'm going to toss a coin, you call it, if you win I'll give you $100, if you lose you have to give me $50. Now like mathematically everybody should take that bet, like it's super logical to take that bet, right? You're risking one unit to win two with a 50-50 odds. That basically means like if you play enough times, like you can't lose. The worst you could do is break even, right? So you should absolutely take that bet. But by far, like 80% of people are like, no way will I take that bet. And it's because they perceive it to be not about taking a risk to gain something, they perceive it to be about losing something they already have, right? So we value something that we already have more than something that we're working for, right? We are programmed to avoid loss more than to risk for gain. And that's because like if you go back, if you're a caveman, you're a hunter gatherer, you're wandering around, like right, like having some food is super important to protect that. And you don't want to risk that to run off and get more food when you could fail and lose this other thing, right? And then like you and your whole family like starve. So it makes sense. Like resource scarcity is the environment that we evolved for. Um, and we haven't, our brains are like lizard brains haven't evolved past this, you know? I mean, this probably, my guess would be this literally predates primates, resource protection. So that's to be expected, right? That's it. So when we understand that, then we go like, oh look, my body's doing this, my mind is doing this. It's almost like there's this under the subconscious level of my mind is like taking over. And I'm not aware of it because it's subconscious, but it's affecting how I'm behaving in my conscious mind. And I'm thinking that these are thoughts and feelings that I'm having, but really what it is something underneath the surface, and I need to like chill out until that goes away, until that subsides a little bit, because it's like fight or flight, right? So you have these two parts of your nervous system. You have the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system, and hang on, be right back. All right, I am back. Shoot, man, I was talking about something. I was talking about fight or flight. I was talking about our like our lizard brains, fight or flight, risk aversion, resource scarcity, and protection. Oh, uh, sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, right? So uh, you have what's called the sympathetic nervous system, and this is your fight or flight response. This is the part of your body that's like takes over when your adrenaline kicks in and fight or flight kicks in. And this is like the part of you that's like kind of underneath the surface, like always scanning for danger, right? And then you have the parasympathetic nervous system, which like runs alongside your sympathetic nervous system, but that's more like chill and calm, right? And sometimes when we lose a trade and we activate this like resource protection panic that activates fight or flight and gets our sympathetic nervous system online, sometimes we need to find a way to try to reactivate or like re-engage our parasympathetic nervous system. It doesn't totally like it's not like you can just breathe 5 times and the problem completely goes away. But what you can do is you can do some things that engage the parasympathetic nervous system and start the process of like easing yourself back down, right? So this is where box breathing comes in. Like breathing exercises slow the heart rate, right? Your sympathetic nervous system, your heart rate spikes. Your thinking brain literally in a bad enough state goes offline, right? So once you start feeling like emotional about loss, your brain is like going to stop working, and we need to re-engage the part of your body that will quiet the sympathetic nervous system and allow your thinking brain to start again. So we need to engage the parasympathetic nervous system. So I'm going to do box breathing. I happen to like box breathing a lot, although sometimes I like a deeper breath as well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a deep breath in. I'm going to hold it for a few seconds. I'm going to take a slow exhale out, and then I'm going to hold it for a few seconds before I do it again. Rinse and repeat 3, 4 times. Chills out. I should probably get like an Apple Watch and track my heart rate so I can prove it to you. I'll stream it up there. My brother and I, when we were younger and we play in the pool, we would have hold your breath contests, and then have not like I can hold my breath for an extraordinarily long time, but I am like fairly used to like holding my breath. Even now at 47 years old, I'll still do it just for fun. Like, can I hold my breath for a minute and 30 seconds or something, right? So for some reason, like sometimes box breathing is supposed to be 4 in, 4 out, or sorry, 4 in, hold 4 seconds, 4 out, hold for another 4 seconds, rinse and repeat. Um, Sometimes I like it long. I like to do it a little longer, right? So instead of counting, maybe I'll even just like take a big deep breath in until my lungs feel full. Then I'll kind of hold until I get this. I don't know. You almost feel like full, and then as you exhale, everything sort of like releases. Like I just start to get a tightness, and then I release, and it's almost like I can feel everything just kind of like whoosh. That like there's a real palpable physiological response to that for me. Awesome. That feels so much better. All right, I'm going to mute. Still bugging me a little. It makes me want to go long right here. I keep feeling this like urge to go long because I'm looking at the volume on this and seeing that we kind of keep moving up, something similar to a hammer, but like, what do we have? I can make a real decent argument here uh, for buying right now, and it might be right, but it's also not my trade. So it's like it's like the dying gasp of the lost monster, right? Wow, let me get it back. I've never really tracked like how long afterward the feeling kind of like lasts. It's interesting to I think it's cool to like stream it and just have like a little bit of a record. I don't know that I'll ever go back, but I think it changes my awareness of what's happening. Feeling like someone can watch, like there's live accountability. I think live accountability is one of the things that's missing from a lot of traders' systems. We say like, oh, well, I'm gonna tell my friend every time I lose $500 or something like that. But like, I don't know that that helps. I also think it's shame based. Um, to try to like find ways to punish yourself for breaking your rules. I'm not sure that it works. Maybe it does for some people. Maybe it does entirely, but I think it's really hard to like impose. Um, by discipline, I mean like not the discipline of like sitting still. I mean like punishment, self punishment. I'm not sure that that works. I think having a live community that's actually going to hold you accountable is probably the really important thing. That's what we're going to try to do. Live accountability. And like instead of guru shit, just real people, man. Struggling with like real problems, but like being able to talk about it, right? Like I want to jump in and go long right now. Not my trade. But I'm like, well, but I could just make the money back. Sure. Not your trade. What's your trade? Phone's buzzing. What do I get? All right. Look at that. I forgot we were even trading. What do we have here? Down at 850. Where's 850? As soon as I think about taking a look, seeing where a significant level is, right? Like this is like part of my system. Like, what do I have? What's around? Where there's some orders sitting where I can expect that it'll maybe give me a little boing, just a little bit, right? That's what I'm looking for. But because of this loss today of not very much, but it's like I don't want to be wrong, I guess. It's almost what it is. It's like I don't want to say like, "Oh man, I'm down $140 on the day." That's the thing. It's not about the amount. And if you think that it is, maybe it is for you. It's not for me. It's not the amount. Not too much down low. All right. Back to what I was doing. Not even very much down here at 800. Just not a ton of liquidity to play with at the moment. Not real like nice high probability predictable stuff. Here, let me turn on VWAP. Yeah, we're like approaching VWAP. Headed back toward a balanced market. There's not too much to play with at the moment. Back to what I was doing. Did I not have the audio on? Dingus. Well, then everything I said was beautiful. It was super intelligent. I'm sorry you guys missed it. It was perfect. All right. So let's see what I do here. Got myself out of that little hole with a good trade. I waited for my setup. I made a play. It was exactly what I wanted. Problem solved. Now, this area right here, man, I think we still have. Look at that big old wall right there at 50. I'm going to come back down for it. Or did we hit it? I mean, like, how close do we get here? What's the low? 51. Oh, man, we kind of already hit it. Watch. Boing. Boing. Don't make those noises, John. Don't do that. I'm sitting here like worried about what people are thinking about me, but nobody's even watching this. You're not even watching. But still, I should probably not go boing. Come on. A 200-point pullback. That's the best we can get, is a 200-point intraday pullback before we shoot back up to the top. I shouldn't say shoot back up to the top. I don't like crazy emotional words. Oh boy. Hey, droppy. All right, let's check. We got more dropping. So we have. Let me turn this VWAP off here. Nope. Jeez, I hate when it does that. Oops. I hate that it does that. There's got to be a way I can turn that off. Preferences. Auto roll contracts. Undo that. Just dox myself. I may have. did. Yo, look at that. Oh, let's go. Let's get some moving down, man. Where are we going to go to? We're going to go to 37 and then bounce. We have anything down here? Ooh. Wait, I gotta make sure we're live. Yo. It's fun when you call it. It doesn't happen very often. There's a coin toss. But I said what, 37? I said 37. Look at our low of the day. Bam, to the penny, baby. That doesn't matter though. It didn't make any money. Also, here we go. We're gonna keep coming. Keep it coming, baby. We got farther to go. We got farther to go. Now look, I'm sitting here thinking about this. I'm running out of time, but I have $75 now before I pass the eval. This is just a $25,000 account. I'm sitting at $26,425. My target is $26,500. That's literally $75. That is at 4 points, because it'll be $5 in commissions on Trade of 8 here. That's what they charge for a round trip on NQ, is just $5, like on this sim or whatever. So I need 4 points. As soon as I start thinking about it like that, it all just starts falling apart. You just can't think about trading like that. You really can't. You start trying to overfit things. You start trying to force stuff. I'm like, look, I'm literally sitting here saying you can't do that. It's going to make you want to. And I'm like, oh, maybe I should hit buy. Maybe I should grab 4 points right now and just be done with it. And now here's another thing. Just now, I wanted to call myself an idiot. I want to be like, oh, what an idiot. I really don't think, I'm not trying to be like all like woo woo and like we should only say positive, happy things about each other, but I really don't think that it is helpful to speak ill of yourself all the time. I think we have a really bad habit of being like, oh, I'm such an idiot. I'm so stupid. Um, but you start to believe that after a while, even if you in your conscious mind know, I don't really mean that. And I'm just talking about when I do that. Man, there's something about that. It like leaks in, it seeps into your heart and really does change how you think about yourself. And I think it's a bad habit. And I think most people should get over it. I think it's a way of trying to be like defensive. And if I criticize myself, nobody else can criticize me. Um, or like I'm just holding myself to a high standard. I get it. Just be nice to yourself. I'm not an idiot. I want to call myself an idiot. And I didn't even do anything. See, it seeps in. All right. I am calling it for the day. I don't want to call it for the day. I want to make my 75 bucks. Wait just a second. All right. I'm not going to lock myself out yet because if I can get another setup, I can pass this today. Today's day 5 of trading this. So I'm going to be a little strategic here and try to give myself a day. However, 745's got a little bit of stuff here. Not enough. See that little wall there? Not enough. What else is happening here? All right, new candle. is no significant level here. There is nothing showing on this book map. Anything telling me that there's a big wall. We have dropped several hundred points and rebounded another 150. We are halfway through the rebound. This could turn around. This could go all the way back up. I'm not confident at all about direction. ATR is at 40 right now, and we are at 43 points on the range. So we're within ATR. We're within the last minute of this candle, which means we may get a nice little push, but then the next candle is going to trigger and we'll see what's going to happen then.